Woody returns. Woody comes back to Bonnie's room after choosing freedom with Bo Peep. Fans notice something surprising in the Toy Story 5 teaser released in late 2025. Woody appears alongside Buzz and the gang, clinging to his old friend in terror as Bonnie unwraps the Lilypad tablet. This contradicts the ending of Toy Story 4 from 2019, where Woody decided to stay with Bo Peep as a lost toy, seemingly closing his chapter with Andy's former toys. The theory suggests Jessie, now leading Bonnie's collection, reaches out to Woody for help when the tech threat becomes too overwhelming. Actor Tim Allen confirmed in interviews that Jessie plays a central role and needs to gather everyone together, which supports the idea that she specifically calls on Woody's leadership experience. The timeline adds up according to fan estimates, with approximately 3 to 4 years passing since Toy Story 4, making Bonnie around 8 years old and firmly in the tablet-obsessed demographic. Director Andrew Stanton helms the project with a June 19, 2026 release date confirmed. This theory holds weight because it provides emotional closure to Woody's bittersweet departure, while fitting seamlessly into the established toy meets tech premise that Pixar officially announced. The possibility exists because the teaser deliberately shows Woody back with the group without explaining how or why, leaving room for this reunion scenario to unfold. Lilypad villain. A frog-shaped smart tablet named Lilypad threatens to replace traditional toys entirely. Official first-look images and the teaser trailer introduce this device as Bonnie's newest possession, designed for educational games and entertainment. The toys watch in absolute horror as she unwraps it, with subtitles in the teaser asking, "Is the era of toys finished?" Voice actress Greta Lee joins the cast as part of the Lilypad-related characters, suggesting the device has personality or connected digital entities. Promotional materials show Woody, Buzz, and even Forky reacting with genuine fear to its arrival. This theory resonates because it perfectly mirrors the real-world anxiety parents face about screen time replacing imaginative play with physical toys. The possibility strengthens when considering Pixar's history of using villains that represent generational threats, from Stinky Pete representing collectible obsession to Lotso embodying abandonment issues. A tablet villain fits the 2026 cultural moment while maintaining the franchise's pattern of making antagonists that challenge what it means to be a toy in changing times. Andy's children. Adult Andy reclaims his childhood toys to pass them to his own kids. This theory exploded across Reddit and YouTube following the 2023 announcements, with fans calculating Andy's age and family possibilities. In Toy Story 3, Andy was approximately 18 and heading to college, set around 2010 per cultural references. The current timeline places him in his early to mid-30s per fan calculations, a reasonable age for having young children. The theory suggests Bonnie's growing disinterest in physical toys, driven by her Lilypad obsession, leads her or her parents to donate the collection back. Andy recognizes Woody through the famous shoe inscription that reads, "Andy," on the sole, a detail established in the first film. This creates a perfect emotional circle, returning the toys to their original owner's family just as they face potential obsolescence. What makes this theory plausible is the confirmed time jump that actor interviews and promotional materials hint at, combined with reporting that the timeline has enough flexibility to allow Andy to appear with children. The franchise has always emphasized legacy and what toys mean across generations, making this multi-generational passing both thematically appropriate and narratively satisfying. Bonnie discovers. The toys reveal their sentience directly to Bonnie to avoid being discarded. Multiple fan theories posted on Reddit throughout 2024 and 2025 suggest this dramatic breaking of the franchise's core rule happens during the climax. Bonnie, now around 8 years old and shifting her attention to tablets and technology, might be preparing to donate or trash her old toys. In desperation, the toys choose to reveal themselves as alive, pleading with her not to abandon them. The theory connects to a detail from the Toy Story 4 post-credits scene, where Bonnie creates Karen, a knife-based craft toy similar to Forky. Some theorists suggest Forky and Karen have a subplot that distracts from or facilitates the main revelation. This possibility exists because the franchise has increasingly pushed the boundaries of the toy-human secrecy rule, with Woody nearly revealing himself in Toy Story 2, and Forky openly questioning his existence throughout Toy Story 4. The emotional stakes of children outgrowing toys naturally leads to this ultimate confrontation, where toys must choose between their oldest rule and their survival. Jessie leads. Jessie assumes command of Bonnie's toy collection in Woody's absence. Tim Allen directly confirmed this in promotional interviews, stating the film is all about Jessie and that she is in trouble and needs to gather everybody. This marks a significant shift from her supporting role in previous films, where she often deferred to Woody's leadership during crises. Her history demonstrates capability, having helped coordinate the Sunnyside daycare escape in Toy Story 3 and supporting operations throughout Toy Story 4. The theory holds weight because it addresses a natural consequence of Woody's departure, while empowering a female character who has earned the position through 3 films of demonstrated loyalty and courage. Official presentations emphasized her central role, suggesting Pixar deliberately chose to explore what happens when the second-in-command must step up. This possibility feels inevitable, rather than speculative, as the Lilypad threat would require immediate leadership and Jessie logically fills that vacuum. Forky's subplot. Forky mentors the newly created Karen in a comedic side story. The Toy Story 4 post-credit scene showed Bonnie crafting Karen, a knife and spork hybrid, establishing this character's canon existence. Theory suggests Forky becomes preoccupied with teaching Karen about being alive and being a toy, similar to how he needed guidance in the previous film. This parallel structure provides both comic relief and thematic depth, showing how existential questions about toy identity continue across generations of craft toys. Reddit discussions compare this to how supporting characters like Ham or Rex often receive smaller arcs that complement the main plot. The theory's possibility stems from Pixar's established pattern of giving emotional weight to seemingly joke characters, and Karen's deliberate introduction in a post-credit scene signals future relevance rather than just a throwaway gag. Replacement Woody. The Woody in the teaser is actually a different doll trained by the original. This wild theory emerged from Reddit discussions following leaked images, with fans noting potential visual differences. The theory argues that the original Woody remains with Bo Peep, while a duplicate from the Woody's Roundup collection takes his place, perhaps trained or guided by the original to help Bonnie's toys. This would preserve the Toy Story 4 ending's integrity while allowing Woody to appear in the sequel. The possibility gains traction when considering the franchise has established that multiple versions of characters exist, like the Buzz Lightyear army in Toy Story 3 or the various Barbie dolls. If the film includes multiple Buzz toys, as some promotional materials hint, the concept of duplicate Woodies becomes less far-fetched and more consistent with established toy world logic. Lotso's revenge. Lotso survives the landfill and returns seeking payback against all toys. This theory suggests the strawberry-scented bear from Toy Story 3 somehow escaped the garbage truck fate shown in that film's ending. Fans point to the ambiguous final moments where Lotso hugs Big Baby before the truck drives away, arguing he could have survived. The theory proposes he either controls an army of Buzz Lightyear toys or forms an alliance with Lilypad, using the tech threat to achieve his goal of making all toys suffer. YouTube breakdowns throughout 2026 have pushed this idea, comparing it to how Stinky Pete schemed in Toy Story 2. The voice actor Ned Beatty passed away in 2021, requiring a recast if this happens, but Pixar has previously recast characters when necessary. What makes this possible is that Lotso represents unresolved darkness in the franchise, a villain who was abandoned and chose bitterness over redemption. His return would escalate the stakes from a tech threat to a personal vendetta, and the film could use him to explore whether even the most damaged toy deserves a second chance. By the way, if you are enjoying these theories so far, I create content like this all the time. Subscribing would really help me out. Andy knows. Adult Andy discovers his toys are alive through technology or observation. Various Reddit and YouTube theories suggest Andy, now in his 30s and possibly creating online content or working with technology, accidentally captures his toys moving. One version proposes he uses them for stop-motion videos and notices inconsistencies in their positions. Another suggests he checks Woody's boot for the authentic Andy signature and witnesses movement during the verification. The theory speculates this revelation fundamentally changes Andy's worldview and influences his decision to pass the toys to his children with full knowledge of their sentience. Some versions propose a cliffhanger, where Andy must decide whether to reveal this discovery to the world. This possibility exists because the franchise has increasingly played with near discoveries, and an adult Andy with modern recording technology and a more analytical perspective might finally piece together what his child self never questioned. The theory's strength lies in how it would provide ultimate closure to Andy's arc, while raising enormous questions about what happens when the secret ends. Carnival reunion. The Carnival from Toy Story 4 returns to town, enabling Woody's reunion with Buzz. This theory proposes a simple geographic solution to how Woody rejoins the group. If the Carnival travels back through Bonnie's area during its circuit, Buzz could recognize it and seek out Woody, or circumstances could naturally bring them together. The theory suggests other lost toys like Gabby Gabby might also become involved in the reunion and subsequent tablet crisis. What makes this scenario plausible is its elegant simplicity. It requires no contrived explanations or dramatic interventions, just the logical movement of a traveling carnival and toys recognizing an opportunity. Pixar often favors these naturalistic plot progressions over forced coincidences, and the carnival setting has already been established as Woody's new home, making a return visit feel organic rather than convenient. Impostor Bonnie. The real Bonnie died, and a shape-shifting entity replaced her, explaining her inconsistent treatment of Woody. This extremely dark theory emerged from Reddit in 2025, attempting to explain why Bonnie largely ignored Woody in Toy Story 4, despite Andy emphasizing his importance and her apparent excitement in Toy Story 3. The theory points to her harsh treatment as inconsistent with the caring child who received the toys, suggesting something sinister happened between films. Theorists propose a monster or supernatural being mimics Bonnie, while obsessing over creating life through craft toys like Forky and Karen. While this theory stretches into horror territory that would be inappropriate for Pixar, its possibility technically exists in the sense that it provides an explanation for a genuine continuity issue fans noticed. The behavioral shift between Toy Story 3 and Toy Story 4 is real, and while the actual explanation is likely simpler, such as writing choices or natural child development, this theory demonstrates how invested fans scrutinize every detail for deeper meaning. Buzz Factory. Malfunctioning Buzz gets shipped to Taiwan for repairs at the Waka Waka factory. An unverified 2023 leak suggested this plot element, with Bonnie sending a broken Buzz Lightyear overseas while other toys hope for his successful repair and return. The theory implies this triggers an international adventure as toys attempt rescue or reunion. Tim Allen's confirmed return as Buzz's voice actor supports that the character has a substantial role, and the tech theme could easily incorporate toy repair and manufacturing. What makes this scenario possible is how it expands the scope beyond Bonnie's room while maintaining the personal stakes. The franchise has explored toy retail in Toy Story 2 and daycare in Toy Story 3, so a factory setting represents a logical progression. The separation would also justify why Woody and Buzz appear reunited but terrified in the teaser, having overcome distance to face the new threat together. Molly's collection. The story shifts focus to Andy's younger sister Molly and her toys. Reddit suggestions propose exploring this underutilized character's collection as a way to expand the toy universe without retreading Andy and Bonnie's stories. Molly, seen briefly throughout the original trilogy, would now be an adult herself, possibly with her own family situation. This theory offers fresh perspective on the toys versus technology theme by examining a different generation's relationship with childhood possessions. The possibility exists simply because Pixar has demonstrated willingness to shift protagonists and settings between sequels, and Molly represents a built-in character connection that requires no new world building while offering different emotional territory to explore. Roundup movie. Toy Story 5 is actually an in-universe movie version of Woody's Roundup that Andy watched as a child. This meta-theory suggests the film operates like Lightyear did for Buzz, revealing the show Woody's character came from. Reddit users propose this explains Andy's obsession with Woody while providing a creative reboot of the franchise's mythology. The film would start the Woody, Jessie, and Bullseye characters in an Old West adventure that inspired the toy line Andy eventually owned. What makes this possible is Pixar's proven willingness to experiment with meta-narratives and franchise expansion. Lightyear established precedent for exploring the fictional media properties within the Toy Story universe, and Woody's Roundup has been referenced since Toy Story 2 without full exploration. This approach would let Pixar tell a completely different story while maintaining franchise connection. Buzz Army. Lilypad commands or corrupts an army of Buzz Lightyear toys against the heroes. Leaked promotional materials and teaser analysis suggest multiple Buzz toys appear in the film, echoing the Buzz Army concept from Toy Story 3. This theory proposes the tablet villain either controls these duplicates through technology, hacks their programming, or convinces them that eliminating old-fashioned toys serves the greater good. The visual of Buzz forced to fight against versions of himself would provide dramatic action while exploring themes of identity and conformity. This possibility strengthens because Pixar loves using duplicate characters for both comedy and philosophy, and an army of space rangers serves the film's tech versus tradition conflict. The franchise has always questioned what makes Buzz unique despite being mass-produced, and this scenario would test that theme under extreme circumstances. Sid saves. Reformed Sid, now working as a garbage collector, rescues toys from destruction. Reddit theories propose the toy-torturing kid from Toy Story 1, shown working as a garbage man in Toy Story 3, has a redemption arc, where he uses his position to save rather than destroy. Some versions suggest a toy like Wheezy reveals the secret of toy sentience to adult Sid, transforming his perspective. This would complete a 26-year character arc, from antagonist to ally, showing how understanding and maturity change people. The theory's possibility rests on Pixar's love of long-term payoffs, and the fact that Sid's profession was deliberately shown in Toy Story 3, suggesting future relevance. His unique position as the only human who witnessed toys moving gives him special significance if the alive secret becomes a plot point. Global exposure. Lilypad's camera records toy movement and exposes their secret to humanity. This ultimate escalation theory suggests the tablet's recording capabilities, left running overnight or during play, captures undeniable footage of toys moving and talking. The video potentially goes viral, creating a worldwide crisis where toys face fame, scientific study, or worse. Some versions propose Andy uses his adult influence to protect them, or that Wheezy deliberately reveals the truth to save toys from being discarded. The theory suggests dual perspectives of Woody and Buzz separated until the climax, possibly even including scenes in hospitals or orphanages where toys' proven sentience leads to wholesome reunions with sick children. What makes this scenario possible, despite its franchise-altering implications, is that Toy Story 5 has been positioned as potentially the final film. If Pixar truly intends to conclude the series, revealing the core secret would provide definitive closure. The tech as double-edged sword theme fits perfectly, with the same devices threatening toys also providing proof of their existence and value. This theory represents the wildest, yet most thematically appropriate ending imaginable. If you found this breakdown interesting, consider subscribing so you never miss videos like this. Thanks for watching.